But this is Elvin, one of the instructors at RPK. It stands for Resurrection, Prophecy, and Kingdom, where we concentrate on those three subjects: resurrection, prophecy, and kingdom. I'm not going to talk too long. I just want to talk about the phone call that my brother Daud had last night on Cross the Line Radio. I think this was his call from Captain Tazaria, and so I don't know that. Like, I just know Captain Tazaria because he actually did a debate against my mentor, Mr. William Bell. But I think the other guy named Chacha, I don't know. But anyway, Brother Daud, one of the instructors of RPK also, and you know, I'm not trying to make us be more than we are, but I can say, like, you know, we are a different breed when it comes to the scriptures, because we're literally trying to tell what the scriptures are saying from the point of view of the audience that the scriptures was written to. You know what I'm saying? We use it as, let it mean what it means to them first, and then we find a way to make it coexist within our life on the other side of the world, thousands of years in the future. That's how we're supposed to make it work. But what did it mean originally? See, we can't take it away from the original meaning to make it mean something totally different. We can't do that. If it's going to coexist, it's got to coexist within the realm of the original meaning. And what he did, he hit him up in Revelation, because it's a false pretense that has been given out. And I like, as the brother said, they've been doing this false information since, you know, the 1950s. I believe he went to the 50s or the 60s. I can't remember which one. But they've been teaching this false information for that long. So I want to quote the brother saying that, you know, they've been teaching that Mystery Babylon is America for 50, 60 some odd years. But as Brother Daud showed last night in scripture, was that how can Mystery Babylon be America when it literally has all of the attributes of Jerusalem? And I did not like the rebuttal, because the rebuttal that was given by Captain did not make sense at all. He said, well, yeah, in Matthew 23, Christ was talking about the reputation of the prophets. In Revelation, it's talking about the prophets themselves. Well, hold on, what? Well, if we're going to do it that way, shalom, my brother, if we're going to do it that way, if we're going to make Revelation be America, Mystery Babylon be America, that would mean that Revelation would actually be talking about the reputation of the prophets, and Matthew 23 would be talking about the literal prophets. So even that right there is he said it backwards, but the information, you know, it had him discombobulated, because he never heard no one bring it. And even though they tried to say, well, we didn't heard this thousands upon thousands of times, as my brother Daud corrected them, no, you have not. And they hung the phone up on him. But no, you have not heard it thousands of times, because that means that if you have heard it thousands of times, you have chose to ignore, which is one of the things about being ignorant, is dealing with ignoring. You have chose to be ignorant of the scripture and logic. So now, as my brother Daud was trying to show them, so gently, the things that was given, the attributes of Mystery Babylon, is found throughout the scriptures dealing with Jerusalem. See, Babylon would be a mystery. But why would it be a mystery? A mystery is something that was hidden but had to be revealed. You know what I'm saying? Once you read the first beginning of Revelation anyway, Revelation 1:1, it's the revelation of Jesus the Christ. So how could America reveal Jesus the Christ? This is what happened when you try to make the scriptures be about you and what you got going on in real time, when it was about them, what they had going on in real time. And I know. Y'all have been teaching this for so long, you got to do a whole lot of rebuttaling, right? You're going to have to lose your congregation and everything because now you realize what you've been teaching is false. So you got to start over from scratch, and a lot of people don't want to do that. I done did that like 2 or 3 times until I actually got the truth. So, but and there ain't no shame in my game, the spirit wasn't working with me. I was trying to figure everything out using man's understanding, man's technology, man breakdown. And just because they had some Israel on their name, and they talked with boldness and had a bunch of people that had their back, I just listened to what they said. I didn't even think about it. I don't do that no more, though, of course. RPK, we're on a whole different mission. But back to what I was saying. You can find throughout the Torah, Tanakh, as well as the New Testament, when they was talking about Jerusalem killing the prophets. I mean, you go to Luke, I think it's Luke, is it Luke 13:33? When Christ said, a prophet cannot die outside of Jerusalem. So the ones that they consider prophets, you know what I'm saying? When Christ made a statement like that, it's who the Israelites considered and deemed real prophets. It's not about who you finding somebody. You see, there's a prophet right here, and he died outside of Jerusalem. There's another prophet that died outside of Jerusalem. No, that's not how Israel viewed prophets. That's how you, being a modern day American-minded Jew, view prophets. That's not how the people living in the actual timeline view prophets. So Christ said a prophet cannot die outside of Jerusalem. In Mystery Babylon, the blood of the prophets was inside of the cup. Now, it is common sense. I don't throw away everything that you have learned. Throw away all that false information, all of the ridiculous breakdowns, and just let the scriptures tell you and teach you what they mean. If Christ said a prophet, this is Luke 13, I think 33. It might be wrong. You just can Google it. I'm driving right now. But if Christ said a prophet cannot die outside of Jerusalem, and the blood of the prophets was in Mystery Babylon, then how is Mystery Babylon America? It don't make sense. It has to be Jerusalem. I mean, you can go through all of it. Jerusalem was the center hub because Jerusalem had the one and true God. They knew how to worship. They knew how to have a covenant, how to have a relationship with the one and true God. So, by default, everybody else on the planet would be lost. Everybody on the planet would have to flow to Jerusalem because Jerusalem had the truth. So, that's why all the nations and people and languages was dealing with Jerusalem because they had the truth. But even on top of that, even how the whore was arrayed, John the Revelator is giving all kind of hints and characteristics to the 7 churches in Asia Minor to let them know without a shadow of a doubt, this is about Jerusalem. And for the people who was going to come in the future to know this is about Jerusalem. So you can go to Chronicles, I think, 1 Chronicles 29 and 2, I believe that's it. And it goes through the same characteristics of how the tabernacle was laid out. The whore of Babylon had the same exact layout with the colors, the purple, the fine stones, and etc. That's found directly from how they laced the tabernacle. Once again, Babylon, Mystery Babylon, the whore of Babylon, she was burned with fire. You go to the Torah, when a priest's daughter became a whore, an abomination, she was burned. Her judgment was to be burned when the priest's daughter became a whore. That was her judgment. So all of these characteristics showing you that this is dealing with Jerusalem, the covenant people, and etc. And this is what they try to do. Because when I say covenant people, it's the covenant people within that city. They want to make you say, oh, well, she's talking about Jerusalem, the people. No, in Revelation, it said this great city. When Christ was talking about Jerusalem, he said this city. So, you're making it be people to fit your breakdown. That's not what Christ did. That's not what the disciples did. You're misusing scriptures. And everybody that's following behind you is being drowned in the ridiculousness. So my brother Daud, I mean, he could have hit him with so much stuff. He showed that the saints and the blood of everybody was that found within Jerusalem, using Matthew 23. You know what I'm saying? Great, powerful breakdown. But you got to ask yourself a question. If the book of Revelation is all about unveiling Christ, right? It's unveiling him. It's taking the veil off of Christ. And Christ came in and gave specific prophecies. Why wouldn't the prophecies that Christ gave be found within the book of Revelation that's unveiling him? How do you know a prophet is a prophet? When the things that he say come to pass shortly. That's how you know what a prophet is a prophet. So if Christ is going to be that prophet spoken of in Deuteronomy 18:18, right? If Christ is going to be that prophet spoken of by Moses to come, that means that Christ's prophecy had to come about. So why would not Christ's prophecy be found in the book of Revelation if it's unveiling Christ as a prophet? Not only as the God, or a God, the Word, but it's also unveiling him as the prophet. Why would not his prophecies be found within the book of Revelation? He only gave a certain amount of prophecies that had to be fulfilled. And not one of them dealt with America. So my brother Daud did a wonderful job last night. They couldn't answer any questions. And I hope that we can continue the discussion showing that RPK, we're here to bring the truth to the Israelite community as well as any other community that wants to associate with us. Any righteous community, we will indeed try to bring the truth to them all. So this is Elvin Israel, one of the instructors of RPK, Resurrection, Prophecy, and Kingdom. You can add us on the Facebook group or on YouTube. It's RPK, the letters RPK, then the words Resurrection, Prophecy, and Kingdom. So you can get it. All right. That's all I have to say about that. I'm going to go. Daud, great job last night, my brother. As my brother Tony keeps saying, keep trying forth, soldier. All right. Thank everybody for listening on. I'm going to go. Heart is shalom. But the brother did good. He killed it. There was no response to it. Once they start making things be whatever they want to, they leave the breakdown. If they can't show you what they're saying in scriptures, use it. Or if it's not directly in scriptures, use the scriptures as a foundation and logic, then it doesn't make sense. Okay? Nobody is talking about anybody's what did he say? Dang, I forgot what he said now. But it's early in the video. But the reputations. Nobody's talking about anybody's reputations. Sorry, y'all. Nobody's talking about anybody's reputations. That's what our brothers do in order to teach some type of false doctrine. And nobody, what's another one? No one goes around, keep calling the people, the city, the people, in order to fit their breakdown. Nobody. They didn't do that in the Bible. Well, yeah, it says Jerusalem there, but it means Jerusalem, the people. No, it don't. It means Jerusalem, the city. What are you talking about? Yeah, this is talking about Israel. Israel was the people. Now, eventually it said Jerusalem was going to be, the people was going to be that foundation, that city, because spiritually, I don't even want to break it down. Look at our lessons. It breaks it down. Dealing with the spiritual aspect on how the city actually became living stones, aka the people, and what all that actually meant. Because we know that worship happens within the temple. So now if you have living stones, a temple that can expand. This is how they're using these words as an allegorical means in order to teach a deeper meaning. But now they don't understand that these are all idioms and allegories, and they just destroy it and they make it be something else. No, this is Jerusalem the people, not Jerusalem the city. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Show me that in the scripture. Show me that. You don't follow the law, so you don't understand. Yeah, they're perfect. Perfect response. Perfect. So you can't show me, so you're gonna deflect. Okay. So just because I don't worry about shrimp soup or pork dust, because I don't worry about that stuff, I can't understand. I can't read words. That's what you're trying to tell me. Now, we ain't talking about understanding. I'm just talking about reading the words. Just show me the words that you're saying. We can do the understanding later. Just show me what you're saying. So you mean to tell me that the words, I can't see the words because I don't keep the law of Moses. So you see the words, right? They're invisible to my eyes, but they're visible to your eyes. Well, if that's the case, can you just quote where it came from? Can you quote it and I try to see, like, the sentence maybe around it? I know it's visible, then it goes invisible and visible again, but maybe I can discern some of it. Just give me something. Okay, I don't keep the law, so I don't understand. Oh, okay, then. Okay. Thank you guys for that. But that's exactly what it is. Thank y'all for listening in. I'm out. Shalom, RPK.